Welcome to Glow Social Club, the space where powerhouse women come to reclaim their health, their clarity, and their leadership. I'm Jasmine Corona, functional nutritional practitioner and founder of Organically Glow and Glow Social Club. Around here, we don't do one-size-fits-all advice. We translate symptoms into strategy and build the kind of structure that actually sustains you. If you are ready to lead your health, your work, and your life with clarity, confidence, and conviction, you are in the right place. Let's begin. Welcome back to Glow Social Hour. Today we're going to be chatting about how to pivot into a purpose-driven functional health career. I have been chatting with a lot of you about this, and maybe you are realizing that you have a deeper purpose, you have a deeper calling. Maybe you just had an experience or you just went through something, a health journey with a loved one, and you've seen them actually heal themselves through nutrition, through functional medicine, through holistic modalities. And you're like, oh my goodness, I want to do this. I want to bring this information and this knowledge to everyone. Maybe you're in the medical care system. Maybe you're a nurse. Maybe you're a doctor. Maybe you're just another health practitioner. And you have seen how the healthcare system works. You have seen the medical system works, and it doesn't align with it anymore. Again, you are being called to serve at a higher level, at a deeper level, with purpose. And so we're going to really dive into some of the biggest steps to start taking right now so you can get clear on your why, get clear on who you want to serve, why you want to serve, how you want to serve. And then we're also going to chat about some programs out there, me personally, what I did to become a practitioner and open up my practice. And so if you are in the middle of a pivot, if you have already pivoted and you want more clarity on, okay, where can I take this? Okay, what do I need to do next? What should I do next? What are my options? Then this is for you. So let's just start off with your why. I know everyone talks about this, but it is so important because it's really going to give you clarity on why you're doing what you want to do. And once you're clear on that why, everything else just kind of falls into place. So this is going to be an episode that you probably want to re-listen to and just have a journal out and just journal through these questions that I ask. Or maybe if you're driving in the car right now, just take a mental note, like, oh, these are some good questions that I should really get clear on. And I'm just so excited for you because this is really not only going to change your life, create freedom for you, but it's also going to create a whole different world out there. Like, this is my purpose. I went through my own healing journey, and that changed my whole perspective on the medical care system. Even after overcoming multiple autoimmune conditions, I thought the only way for me to give back, to show people like healing is possible, was to become a nurse practitioner and then open up my own practice. And then, of course, halfway through my nursing program, if you guys listen to my other episodes, I decided to pivot. I decided to walk away and become a purpose-driven functional health practitioner and do what I do now. And every expansion that happens, my vision just gets bigger. It gets clearer. So if you don't feel clear right now, that's okay. Clarity really comes with action, just taking action. But this is really going to give you like a foundational starting point if you are in the middle of a pivot. So let's jump in. I have some notes here, so if you are watching this on video, you're going to see me come a little bit closer to the camera because I need to stay on track. And I need to have a little more structure to these podcasts because they have been kind of everywhere, guys. But still good information that I'm sharing. Okay, so starting with step number 1, reconnecting with your why. So I know this is something that like everyone talks about. Everyone's like, you need to know your why. You have to write it down. And it is very helpful. Don't get me wrong. It gives you clarity. It gives you some type of purpose. And so reconnecting with your why of why you want to step into this new role, into this new season, what's calling you. So why are you being called to become a practitioner? Get super clear on that. What's your deeper why? And there are so many practitioners or individuals who want to become a practitioner, want to become a coach only for the money and for the freedom, right? For the income and for the freedom. But as purpose-driven individuals, as high-performing women who have a deeper calling, this is so much more than income. This is so much more than freedom, right? This is about impact. And there's a difference between that. Purpose-driven individuals who become practitioners because they want to create and facilitate impact, in my opinion and my experience, go much farther than someone who is just primarily focused on the income they want to create. And of course, when it comes to your why too, burnout often comes before the pivot. And this is probably what kind of led you to reassess like everything you have been doing. Reassess how you're moving in your life, how you're showing up in your career right now. Maybe you have been down a path your whole life because you're like, this is what I was going to do. And now things aren't feeling aligned anymore. There's some type of misalignment. And then with misalignment comes burnout. Because you're just pushing without the purpose, without the passion. And what happens is you get exhausted. You start getting anxious. You start having these symptoms. And then comes the health journey, right? And then you realize, oh my goodness, I was just out of alignment. You get back on track and now your whole perspective has changed from that experience. So maybe that is your why. Maybe you're just so burnt out and you have been out of alignment for so long that you feel connected to this new purpose. So what pulled you into this work and what will keep you in it? So this is like your anchor. Like what's going to anchor you in? When things get tough, when you're not seeing the impact happen as quickly as you would like, what is that anchor? What is going to ground you? So write that down, reconnect with your why, go really, really deep. And if nothing comes up, that's okay, right? Like I said, it just brings you clarity, but also taking action brings you clarity too. And over time, your why will change, your why will get bigger, your vision will get bigger. And that's okay too. We're humans. We're constantly changing. Number 2 is defining how you serve. So this is really where, again, you're going to pull in that why, and then you're going to bring in structure. So this is what you're going to really focus in on. So how do you actually want to serve people? Write down like 2 to 4 different core modalities. Is this nutrition, fitness, their lifestyle, maybe deep emotional work, nervous system work, lab testing, somatic work. There's so many different holistic modalities out there. And they all are wonderful. They're amazing. So really getting clear on how you want to serve. And usually it goes back to your experience with these different modalities. Like maybe nutrition has absolutely changed your life and you're like, that's what I want to do. This is what I want to bring to other individuals. Maybe it was lifestyle changes. Maybe it was fitness, right? Maybe it was the root cause approach, functional medicine. Maybe it was a combination of these different techniques and modalities. So really getting clear on how you want to serve people is going to really help develop your methodology. It's going to help you develop your offers. It's going to help you get clear on like which programs you should be taking. And again, depending on like your core modalities, it's actually going to impact your scope of practice. Again, your scope of practice is basically like the laws around how you can actually practice these modalities. And a lot of these modalities, you do need like certain certifications, certain programs, credentials, and that's going to actually shape, again, your offers. It's going to shape your services, your whole practice. So really getting clear again on how you want to serve individuals. Pick at least 2 to 3 different core modalities that just feel good to you, that feel like they're going to be effective. Maybe you have your own personal experience with them. That's amazing. So this is going to be basically how you operate, how you actually show up on calls and how you serve individuals. You can even start like messing around with different things like, oh, maybe I want to do fitness, nutrition, and lifestyle, right? Maybe you want to do functional lab testing with some nervous system work, with some nutrition recommendations too. So once you really define how you want to serve, how you want to create impact in the world, then that's when you move on to number 3, which is identifying who you want to serve. Because we are not here to serve everyone. There's billions of people in the world, right? We can't serve everyone. So you are, again, not here to serve everyone. You are here to serve with integrity, with authority, and in alignment. And when you get clear on who you want to serve, of course, this comes with time. In the beginning, with my practice, I served everyone that wanted help. I was always there. So children, men, women. And then over time, I realized I want to work with high-performing women. Women who lead households, who are high performers. They have very successful careers. And so now that is who I serve. Those are my ideal clients. And so when you have the clarity around who you want to serve and you work with your ideal clients, you'll know when they're your ideal clients. Like the energy back and forth is just there. You guys are just like connecting. You are just aligned on how you see things, right? Most of the women I work with are very committed to healing. So I love that about them because I'm very committed to my own healing and everything else in my life. And they're very successful too. So really identifying who you want to serve. Is that children? Do you want to serve men? Do you want to serve women? Do you want to serve everyone, the whole family, right? Because there are a way to package that together. I have done it before. And it's actually very, very powerful too. So again, identify who you serve. Again, you want to do ages too. That's what I like to dive into. Like, okay, if you want to work with children, what type of children, right? Birth to 3 years old, toddlers, teenagers. If you want to work with women, are you working with college students, teens? Are you working with adults? Same with men, right? And then you want to go deeper. You want to go deeper. Okay, well, what type of people, right? Is it the whole family system, right? Like there's so many different people out there. And so really identifying them is going to be super important. So not just demographics though. You know, I just said age, gender, all those things. You also want to really start diving deeper into, okay, what life stage are they in, right? Again, are they college students? Are they college students who are just leaving college, like just graduating? Is it mothers? Because you want to help them with their fertility. Who do they identify as? Like, what's their identity? There's a lot of corporate wellness programs. Do you want to serve those type of people that are in the corporate world? What are their values? What do they value? What are their beliefs? Do they believe in holistic medicine? Do they believe in fitness? Do they believe in nutrition plans? Like, what are their beliefs? This is also going to really, really help you, again, on creating your offers, creating your messaging, brand messaging behind everything you do, too. And then again, when I first started, I started working with everyone. And from that whole experience, it actually taught me, like, who I actually want to serve, who I actually resonate with, align with. So again, always just do it. Take action before getting super clear on things. And this moves into number 4, which is choosing your program or pathway when it comes to becoming a practitioner or coach. So again, like I said, when you walk through those 3 steps, it's really going to help you identify what program is best for you, what type of practitioner, what type of coach you want to be. So I've walked this whole road by myself. And so now I'm guiding others through the process too, people like you. And so this is what I chose and why I chose my program that I did. And this is called the Nutritional Therapy Association. Absolutely love them. Their training was so amazing. It was very foundational. You actually got like certification as a practitioner. It's very well known. So a lot of supplement companies, functional lab testing companies actually recognize the NTA. So once you graduate, you're known as a nutritional therapy practitioner or a functional nutritional therapy practitioner. And so it's really well known in the health and wellness space, which is good because you can open up accounts with different supplement brands that are practitioner only. Even functional lab testing, if you wanted to order functional lab testing, this is also known too. So that's one of the reasons why I chose this program, was because it was well known, it was accredited, and then their program, like what their goals were with the program, aligned with everything I wanted to do. So again, I went through this whole process when I decided to choose my program. So I knew my why. Again, I overcame multiple autoimmune conditions through different holistic modalities: nutrition, lifestyle, functional lab testing, root cause work, targeted supplementation. And the Nutritional Therapy Association, just honestly, it reviewed everything. It was such a great foundational practitioner program. You learn about anatomy, physiology, which most of us, if you are in the medical field or you are a nurse, healthcare professional, you already have a background in anatomy and physiology. So this was a really good refresher on everything. They also really focus on nutrition. So holistic nutrition, so whole foods, ancient healing modalities with nutrition, macronutrients, micronutrients, vitamins, minerals. Really, I like it because it was like whole foods based. There wasn't like a specific diet that they recommended. It was more so like eating foods that come straight from nature, which I absolutely love. What else did they talk about? Digestion, gut health, blood sugar regulation, stress, the nervous system. I know they recently updated their whole program too. So now it's a year long. When I did it, I think it was 9 to 10 months. It's live classes with actual professors. You're with a big group of students. So you did breakout groups. I really, really enjoyed that program. It was so good. It was really good. And if you are full-time right now in your career, in your job, it's so possible to do this at the same time, which I love that too. They also, what I liked about it is they had you find 2 to 3 practice clients and you actually walk them through the process. So they do teach you how to actually work with clients, the clinical application, which was good. It was really good. You also learned a little bit about supplements. So they have their own supplement company that they work with during that. What else do they have? I know they just recently introduced functional lab testing, which is so cool. Absolutely love that. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed it just because it was just so foundational, and everything I've learned, I really do implement it, most of the things, with my clients. I have a whole course that really brings in a lot of the different modalities that they talked about, which is really great. So I really, really enjoyed that program. Of course, I did other trainings, other certifications for functional lab testing, so the Dutch test, GI map, master blood chemistry. And then over time, of course, all these different courses and conferences that I've attended, all that information I have gathered, and I have whatever that resonated with me, I brought in, worked with my clients with it. So then I created my own philosophies too. So it's really important to really vet the program, make sure they align with your values, with how you actually want to help clients, right? How do you want to serve them? Make sure the program you choose actually implements those things, the structure around it. So is it just self-paced? Is it recognized by functional lab testing companies, by these practitioner-only supplement companies? I think that's one of the big things that was so important to me, because I wanted to offer practitioner-grade supplementation and functional lab testing, so I needed to make sure that the program actually provided that. And then the support. What type of support do they provide you? So if you have already gone through your programs, if you already have gone through your training, and you are a health coach, you are a practitioner, and you are still kind of feeling stuck on I have all this knowledge, I have been working with clients, but I still know there's something missing. There's something deeper that I can support them with. This is where the Leadership Lab comes in, because we focus on root cause wellness, root cause medicine, root cause approach. right? That is like our signature method, is the Glow Beyond protocol, which is a framework of how to work with clients and address the root causes of their symptoms that they're experiencing. And then of course, we also combine that with business mentorship. So if you are trying to build out a high ticket program, that is exactly what we do too. So if you guys are interested in that, I have it on my website, organicallyglow.com/theleadershiplab. Check it out. If you guys have questions, let me know too. Alrighty, so that is choosing your program. Next is building the practice with purpose. So again, this is where you're really going to take all the programs, the information, your own experience, and you're going to package that. And you're going to build the business. You're going to build a business. And your business isn't just a service. It's really a system for your soul's work. This is going to hold your deep purpose, your calling. So this is, again, where we really dive into your offers, your client workflows, creating your services, right? Like each step of how to actually create a practice and start taking clients right away. And so many practices, they're really focused on just the income and they forget about the impact. So I actually have a lot of I have a lot of clients who, some of them are practitioners, some of them are coaches, but most of my clients, they have come from other practices in our space. And they tell me like, they really did help me. Like I've seen improvements, but I know there's something deeper, right? I know there's something still going on internally that was missed or wasn't addressed as effectively as I wanted it to. So again, the root cause approach is going to change the game. This is the future. Like I always say it, but like this root cause approach, this personalized nutrition, supplementation support is the future. I'm already seeing it all over the place pop up. Like people come to me now and I don't have to explain to them what type of work I do. Like they already know, like they're already aware, which gives you such a good foundation. Like this is amazing. Like you don't have to educate people anymore on functional medicine or nutrition because people know what it is. So that takes out like the hard work. So this is where we really dive into building the practice of your dreams. So of course, again, once you go through those first 4 steps, this is going to give you so much information on, okay, I know my why, I know who I want to serve, I know how I want to serve, I know what programs I'm taking or I already completed. Now it's time to open up the business. Now it's time to start taking on clients. And this is the fun part. So when I was in the middle of my program to become a nutritional practitioner, I actually started posting on social media. I started my Organically Glow page and my personal page, and I was just showing up every single day, talking about what I was learning, talking about what I was doing in my day-to-day to help support my body, help heal my autoimmune conditions. So I was already building trust, building an audience of ideal clients. So by the time I finished my program, I hit 11K month right after that, which was like mind-blowing. And it really gave me that extra motivation, like, I can do this. This is what I was meant to do. Like, I trusted my intuition. So building the business as you're in your program is so important because it's going to actually push you. And people love to see the process. Like, you're building trust throughout the whole process with your ideal clients. You're building up an audience. So then when you do launch, you have customers ready. You have clients who need your services, who want your services, who desire to work with you. So that's number 1. Start right away. Don't be scared. I mean, you can be scared, but just don't let it hold you back is what I mean. Don't let fear hold you back. Just push it. Push post. Next, what we did is I worked on like creating offers too throughout this process. So throughout the process of being in my program, everything I was learning, everything that I have learned, the experience that I've had working with practitioners on my own healing journey, I was like, cool, like I can start breaking down like, this is what I want to do. This is how the session's going to go. So start building out, like a very simple offer. What does it include? right? Does it include some testing? Does it include nutrition support, some assessments? And then you're going to create your client flow. So when someone comes to you and they're inquiring about your services, how are you going to serve them? Like, what's the first step? Are you going to get them on a discovery call? Are you going to chat in the DMs? How are you going to answer their questions? Right? So that's where the client flow comes in. All right, now you got them on a call, discovery call. They're so interested. They want to buy from you right now. Again, the offer, this is where the offer comes in. Another thing that I really wish I focused on too was setting boundaries, setting my capacity, trying to understand that before even going into it. Okay, I can only handle 10 clients at once. For me to actually show up as a very high level practitioner and provide high level services, what's my capacity? What are my boundaries? What are my working hours? Am I going to respond all hours of the night? As soon as someone messages me, I'm messaging right back? Probably not. Probably would not recommend at all. So setting those boundaries just so they have solid expectations, this is what to expect. And then, of course, once you dive into that, your systems behind your practice is really, really important just to sustain you, to help you feel like you're doing a good job. You're showing up how you're supposed to show up. You have things in order. You're not digging for things right before client calls. There's some flow, there's structure. And with structure too, it really creates such a good experience, not for yourself, but also for your client. So again, this is where Glow Social Club comes in, the leadership lab. This is really what we do inside of there. These are the conversations we're going to have. We're going to build out your practice with ease, with flow, so you can really focus on being an amazing practitioner and a leader and a CEO. So this is what we'll be chatting about inside Glow Social Club. So if you are an aspiring practitioner, maybe you're in the pivot right now, you're working towards becoming a practitioner, or you are already a health culture practitioner, this is for you. We're talking all about building a high ticket package, a high ticket product, so we can serve at the highest level with aligned clients, women and men who want results and who will get the results. So really let this be the season where your purpose gets to shine. Your purpose gets the structure so you can actually lead from alignment, because this is also leads to how you can scale your practice too. So this is where I'm going to dive into some Q&A. I had a lot of questions come up. Let me just grab my phone really quickly. So I had posted this on TikTok, just talking about my experience of being a practitioner, becoming a practitioner, my pivot. And I had so many questions come in just asking about, where do I even start, right? So I went through pretty much this process. I went through the program that I attended to become a practitioner. And then I had a couple questions. Let me just find them really quick. Okay, so I have someone named Erica. She was asking, where did you go for each program? So I kind of went through that, but just to go a little bit more in depth. So the first program I went through was actually Master Blood Chemistry by Emily Morrow. That course was phenomenal. It really taught you a different way to look at blood work. So you're not just looking at, oh, this is low, take this pill. It was more so looking at patterns. What are the patterns going on your blood work, and what do they point to? Is it toxins? Is it infections? Is it specific nutrient deficiencies? But why? So that's where the root cause approach came in a lot too. For nutritional therapy practitioner, for my practitioner course, I did the NTA, so the Nutritional Therapy Association. Absolutely love that program. There's a few other programs too that are out there. I know the functional diagnostic nutrition is a very, very popular one. Other ones, I think if you are actually a nurse practitioner, if you're a doctor, what's that called? Institute of Functional Medicine is another one. I feel like those are the biggest ones I always hear from. IN, Integrative Nutrition, something like that. That's a really popular one too. I know it's very, very basic though. They're not going to teach you deep functional lab testing, root cause approach, nothing like that. I think it's more like nutrition focused, so nutrition coach. Other programs that I specifically did, I did a lot of trainings through Rupa Health. So they're like GI map, Dutch test, Dr. Carey. I think that's about it. And then conferences, so like the Cell Core conferences were so cool. Those were amazing. Yeah, and then like whenever like Des Bio supplementation, they have webinars. Microbiome labs, they have webinars from like very top doctors in the functional medicine space. All of their webinars are absolutely amazing. So it's always good to stay up to date on like new things, new ways to approach different symptoms, different health problems. And then the functional lab testing courses, love them too. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. And then where would you recommend to start for schooling and coursework for someone who wants to get into wellness coaching? So again, like I said, really get clear on what you want to do, how do you want to serve people, who do you want to serve, and that's going to help you really determine what program would be best for you. And I also had another person, Steph, she's asked if I needed my RN license to open up this practice. No, I didn't. Again, I stepped away from becoming a nurse, so I pivoted into becoming a nutritional therapy practitioner with functional med training, and that actually allowed me to open up a practice. So again, looking into specific programs that allow you to do the things you want to do is super important. So again, this was my whole idea too. I thought I needed to be a nurse practitioner in order to do this. I didn't. It's amazing. And then she also asked, did you need to collaborate with a nurse practitioner or a doctor? No, I didn't. You can if you want to. If you do want to, offer prescriptions, not me, but you can bring in a doctor who does that. So you can always partner with a doctor. There's so many ways to go about this. If you want to be your own boss, opening up your own practice is great. If you want to partner with someone, you have that option too. This person, not too sure their name, but they said, hi, I'm a new graduate FNP, family nurse practitioner. There we go. But they love holistic medicine and the approach that I have with reading labs with different approach. Thank you for sharing all the courses. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, some advice. She's looking for advice. So as a family nurse practitioner who wants to get into holistic medicine, I'm going to go back to number one of what we talked about, your why. Why do you want to do this? Why do you want to bring in holistic medicine? That's going to answer your own question, actually. So that's the advice I have for you. Really get clear on your why. Okay, so this person, Lo, asked, I'm between so many programs right now, ultimately wanting to be able to have access to order labs and be able to read and help people with hormone tests, Dutch tests, HTMA, GI map, blood work. So again, she was asking about the FDN program. I didn't do that program, so I really can't say much about it. It is very functional testing heavy, I believe. That's what I've been told. But again, the NTA, honestly, I'm biased because I took that course and I know all about it. But again, getting clear on why you want to do this, how do you want to serve people is going to answer that question for you. The NTA, again, offers different bridge programs where you can complete like functional blood chemistry. There's so many courses out there now. Again, in the future, depending on when you're listening to this, I'm actually going to be offering this too inside the leadership lab, where you're going to understand, number one, functional blood work, number two, the GI map and the Dutch test, because those are the most common ones I run in my practice. And I think they are so beneficial. Like, they provide so much information. So that's actually going to be in the leadership lab very, very soon, where you're going to be able to learn how to read those labs. So if you are a practitioner already, look out for that. I think those are all the questions. All the other questions are pretty much asking the same thing. What school did you go through? What program did you do? So I think that was everything. If you guys do have more questions regarding this, let me know. And I just want to remind you that your purpose is really your power, and it's going to align you with your deeper calling, which is so exciting. So again, if you guys are ready to start building out your purpose-driven practice, Glow Social Club, the Leadership Lab, is the place to be. We're going to build out amazing services in there, amazing practices, and then of course you're going to learn how to become a practitioner, how to actually apply everything you have learned to be a very high level practitioner who gets their clients results. So I'm so excited for you, and don't let fear hold you back. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Again, if you guys have any questions, or if you're listening to the podcast, next podcast will be next week. But anyways, so if you guys have questions, DM me on Instagram, Organically Glow. If you have aha moments for this episode, DM me. I would love to hear from you. But yeah, thank you again for being here, and I will see you guys at the next one. If today's conversation shifted something inside of you, if it brought you clarity, relief, or a new way to see your health as a leadership tool, I'd love for you to share this with another powerhouse woman in your world. And remember, symptoms aren't the problem, they are the signal. When you start translating them, you stop surviving and you start leading with clarity. I'll see you next time inside Glow Social Hour.